Brent Grilly 5-2 in 8 appearances. 2.31 ERA, 15 strikeouts, and 46 2/3. He has walked 13. Opposite him, Andrew Ferraro, 3-2 in 11 appearances, 29 strikeouts, and 43 innings pitched, a 2.72 ERA. So it should be a good pitching matchup. Amherst 21-12, 8-4 in the NESCAC. Tufts 18-15, also 8-4. As it has gotten chilly in Hartford, the rain has stopped, but the wind has picked up. Don't go anywhere. Tufts at Amherst. Game number 4, number 2 on the day, coming up right after this on your home for the NESCAC Championships, the Northeast Sports Network.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us
to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us
to shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us
to identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us
to create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us
to realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Welcome back to Murrin Family Field at DiBenedetto Stadium as we get ready for our second game of the day out of 3. Game number 4 of this NESCAC Baseball Championship. Amherst is on the field as they just finishing up their last few tosses here. Defensively, it'll be Palma in left, Tirado, Herzer in center, Kenny in right, Nardone, Roberson, Steinhorn, and Ellenwood left to right in the infield. Schroeder doing the catching, and Andrew Ferrara, the junior right-hander out of San Francisco, on the mound.
Number 10, Harrison Frickman. And batting ninth, the center fielder, a sophomore from Chicago, Illinois, number 34, Justin Mills. And pitching today for the Jumbos, a sophomore from Westchester, Pennsylvania, number 17, Brent Greeley. The head coach of
Amherst wearing
John Casey, and he's assisted by
purple jerseys, white numerals, white pants. Tufts wearing the brown jerseys, trimmed in blue with gray
a
pants.
senior from Washington, D.C., number 1, Max Steinhorn. Batting second, the shortstop, a senior from Arlington, Massachusetts, number 4, Harry Roberson. Batting third, the right fielder, a senior from Chula Vista, California, number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Will Shackelford will lead off and play shortstop for Tufts. Tommy O'Hara at third base, batting second. Nick Falkston batting third at first base. Malcolm Nachmanoff in right field, batting cleanup. John Michello will DH and bat fifth. Casey Santos Ocampo batting sixth in left field. Elias Varinos at second base, batting seventh. Harrison Frickman will catch and bat eighth. Justin Mills in center field, batting ninth.
And batting ninth, the catcher, a freshman from Ridgewood, New Jersey, number 7, Kevin Schroeder. And pitching today for the Mammoths, a junior from San Francisco, California, number 45, Andrew Ferrero. The head coach of the Mammoths is Brian Ham, and he's assisted by
Brian Ham, the skipper for the Mammoths. John Casey in charge for the Jumbos in his 37th season. Jumbos have won this championship 5 times, including the last 2 in a row, more than anyone else. Amherst, a 3-time winner. First pitch from Ferrero is just outside to Shackelford. Shackelford, in yesterday's game against Wesleyan, scored a run in each one of the first 3 innings. That's right. He scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings. That is not easy to do. Count evens at 1-1 on Shackelford. Shortstop out of Orleans, Mass. Square to bunt, lays down a good one. Do or die play, and it'll be an infield hit. An infield hit for Shackelford.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 24, Tommy O'Hara.
So Shackelford back on base with an infield hit on the bunt single. Tommy O'Hara, the senior third baseman out of Glenview, Illinois, at 6'4", 220 pounds, batting in the number 2 hole. Andrew with a nice overhand curveball, and there it is for the strike. Seen him pitch a few times over the years. Kind of pitches backwards in the conventional sense. Relies on that curveball to set up his fastball. 1-1, short lead at first for Shackelford. They throw over, and he's back in plenty of time. Shackelford with 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. Tufts does not run an awful lot. This could be 2. Over to second for 1, and that's all he'll get. Ball was just hit too slow for Steinhorn to turn it. It'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Jumbos, the first baseman, number 32, Nick Falkson.
Nick Falkson will bat with 1 on and 1 out. Designated hit him. Falkson was hit by 2 pitches yesterday and hit by 1 in his first at bat today.
The right fielder, number 7, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, Malcolm Nachmanoff. Two on, 1 out. The dangerous Nachmanoff. First pitch swinging right up the middle. Steinhorn to Roberson. He's got to make the tag. Boy. That looked like 2 off the bat, but not the cleanest of turns, and it'll be another fielder's choice. Runners on the corners as Falkson is forced out. John Michella, designated hitter. 351 with 1 homer and 27 ribbies. Did not start yesterday against the left-hander. Takes a first pitch strike from Ferreira. Chop to first. Handled by Ellenwood. Jogs over the bag. And the Jumbos will strand 2. Through half an inning. Tufts with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom of the first. Mammoths coming up in Hartford on the Northeast Sports Network. Along with Cameron Clark, Chris Grace with you at Murrin Family Field at Di Benedetto Stadium. Our second of 3 on tap for you. Wesleyan survived this morning against Bates. They'll be taking on whoever does not win this game. The winner of this one will be able to go home until tomorrow morning. The loser will have to come back 45 minutes later when this one ends to take on Wesleyan in a elimination game. Jumbos defensively, in left to right in the outfield, Santos, Ocampo, Mills, Nachmanoff. O'Hara at third, Shackelford at short, Varinos and Falkson at second and first. Frickman doing the catching for the right-hander, Brent Greeley. Greeley, a sophomore, 6'4", 220, out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Max Steinhorn will lead off, followed by Harry Roberson and Ariel Kenny. If anyone should reach, Nick Nardone would get a plate appearance here in the first. Steinhorn, a senior out of Washington, D.C., batting .376 with 1 homer, 18 runs batted in, and 14 stolen bases. This is an Amherst team that will run a lot. First pitch swinging, grounded to short. And gets him by a half a step. Strong throw by Shackelford. 6'4", force out. Steinhorn retired on 1 pitch.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 4,
Harry Roberson, senior shortstop out of Arlington, Mass. Hitting .303 with 25 runs batted in. He has scored 31 runs. 12 doubles for Harry. 1-0. in there for a strike. These are the two most experienced teams here in Hartford this weekend. A lot of seniors for both of these rosters in critical positions in the lineup. Two and one on the 6'2" shortstop. Ariel Kenny, another senior, waiting on deck. Called strike. Reaches out, hits that one up the middle. Shackelford's got to hurry. Low throw and a nice scoop at first base by Falkson. 2 chances for Shackelford, and he's got 2 assists.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Ariel Kenny will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Kenny hitting .383 with 4 long balls. 23 runs batted and slugging .600 on the season. Little swinging bunt, fielded in front, and a 1-2-3 frame for Greeley. 3 ground balls, 3 outs. We head to the second in Hartford, scoreless between Tufts and Amherst on the Northeast Sports Network.
Athletics brings people of different backgrounds together.
So if you're LGBT and you can play
in the NESCAC. Athletes are judged on their work ethic, talent, and character, not their sexual orientation.
If you can score, you can score. We provide a supportive and welcoming environment for student athletes, coaches, and fans.
It takes courage to step out onto the field.
It shouldn't take courage to be in your own locker room.
If you can run, you can run.
I accept my teammates no matter their sexual orientation. We are proud to be LGBT allies.
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Words are powerful.
We will speak up if we hear the word gay.
Or any other homophobic terms used in a derogatory way.
I will work with my athletic department to create and maintain a community of support, respect, and pride on our campus.
If you can jump, you can jump.
My team strives for excellence. And if you can play, you can play.
If you're nervous about coming out,
we promise to stand by your side as your teammate and ally. My team is my family, so if you are LGBT, we have your back.
If you can defend, you can defend.
We honor integrity and diversity.
We strive for inclusion.
Teamwork is about more than sports.
It's about doing the right thing.
We might compete on the court, but we are united in our pledge to respect and celebrate each other's differences.
We are NESCAC. If you can play, you can play. We are one team.
Andrew Ferrero back out for a second inning of work. Casey Santos Ocampo leads off.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 4, Casey Santos Ocampo.
286 with a homer and 22 ribs in the regular season. Had a big game yesterday. Scored 3 runs in the 16-3 win. First pitch in there for a strike. Two balls and 1 strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes, I think is what he's trying to say. 1 and 2. Oh. Boy. I don't know where that one missed. Looked pretty good. And he walked him. So a leadoff walk for Santos Ocampo.
Number 12, Elias Varinos.
Brings up Elias Varinos, third base runner of the day. First pitch in there for a strike. Oh and 1, and the throw over is high and snagged out of the air by Ellenwood. Varinos, starting second baseman, made a number of sterling plays defensively yesterday. See how they play this. Lines one to right, slicing, foul, and it's 0-2. The winner of this one will be in the driver's seat. That's for sure, needing just one more win. Take it all down. But first things first, 0-2 count. Just gets a piece to stay alive. Varinos, a sophomore out of Middleton, Mass. That ball is ripped to short. Could be two. There's one. The return throw. A nice scoop for the 6-4-3 double play. Ellenwood. Great job scooping that one out. Roberson to Steinhorn to Ellenwood for the 6-4-3 double play. Just like that, there's two down. Harrison Frickman, the catcher, up with nobody on and two out. Lots of NESCAC teams involved in NCAA tournament games and all sorts of sports right now. We'll update you. Wesleyan and Cabrini in a men's lacrosse game, tied at 5 in the third quarter. Tufts on top of Ithaca 12-5, also in the third in Medford. That one is chopped to third, a foul ball. Nardone fielded that one to the right of the third base bag. Amherst scheduled to take on York in Amherst at 4 p.m. today, men's lacrosse. Softball scores. Amherst and Williams facing off in the NCAA regional in softball. How about that? Popped up, out of play. They're in the top of the first in Williamstown. Tufts and MIT in a rain delay in the bottom of the sixth in Cambridge. Deadlocked at 1 apiece. That's women's softball. Downstairs. Count evens at 2-2. And that one will drop into right field for a 2-out single. So Frickman fights one off to right field. And the Jumbos have their second hit. Justin Mills will bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. Mills hitting .375 in 18 games. $11 runs batted in, 3 doubles. 18 for 48. Breaking ball is in there. 0-2. O2 pitch, high with the fastball. Up and away. Earlier today, we saw the Wesleyan Cardinal baseball team respond after their 16-3 loss yesterday, and it looks as though the Wesleyan Cardinal men's lacrosse team is showing some resiliency as they were down 5-2 and now lead 6-5 in the third. Fouled straight back, stays 2-2. If Wesleyan and Tufts were both to win in men's lacrosse, there would be an all NESCAC Final 8 matchup. Breaking ball stays up. It would be the third time those two teams have met this year. Tufts victorious in the first 2 matchups, including in the NESCAC Men's Lacrosse Championship last weekend in Middletown. Runner goes on the 3-2 count, and it's a walk. So Mills fights back from an 0-2 hole.
Now batting, the shortstop number 1, Will Shackelford.
Two on with 2 outs. Inside the beautiful press box at Murrin Family Field at Di Benedetto Stadium. Back to the top of the order, the dangerous Will Shackelford singled and was forced out on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Takes a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. Nice block. Schroeder got down quickly to keep that one in front. One and one on Shackelford. Frickman at second. Mills at first with 2 outs and a scoreless second inning. Chopped back up the middle. Only play is to first, and a strong throw by Steinhorn to get Shackelford by a half a step. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless in Hartford between Tufts and Amherst in this winner's bracket game in the NESCAC Baseball Championships. Nick Nardone.
The center fielder, number 16, Kai Terada Herzer.
Nick Nardone leading off. Nick Nardone leads off the second. Falls behind 0-2.
Now batting is third baseman, number 6, Nick Nardone.
1 ball and 1 strike on Nardone. Outside. Nardone is a junior, rips that one down the line. Count evens at 2-2. He's a junior out of Fairfield, Connecticut, batting .292, 2 homers, 25 runs batted in, 9 doubles and a triple. That's 11 extra base hits for Nardone. Count runs full. Chops one, and it's going to be an infield hit for Nardone, who goes sliding head first into first base.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 24, Joseph Palma.
Joseph Palma will bat, the left fielder. In his first season out of Austin, Texas, Palma batting .319, 14 runs batted in. First pitch swinging, fouls one off. That ball is smoked to right. It's got a chance, and it's one hops the wall. They're going to send the runner. No, hold him, a late hold. It'll be second and third, nobody out, and a stand-up double for Joseph Palma, and that ball was crushed to right. His third double of the year. Brings up Sam Ellenwood, senior out of Westport, hitting .338. First pitch, fastball, catches the corner. So it looks as though Tufts will concede a run for an out with their potent offense. They are in at third, and that's it. That one just misses, 1-1. Chop to short. That'll get a run in. They throw to third, and a nice play by Shackelford to see that one right in front. Perhaps a base running gaff by Palmo as the play was in front of him, so it'll be a fielder's choice. One run comes in to score. Nardone scores. Palma is erased 6-5 on the fielder's choice, and Ellenwood reaches with one out. William Murphy, sophomore out of D.C., 286, 8 runs batted in for Murphy, 70 plate appearances. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for the strike. Nice block by Frickman. Count goes to 1-1. One and one out. That could be two. Marinos, Shackelford. The return throw is in time. What a turn by the Keystone combination for Tufts. A 4-6-3 double play. 1 run scores, but the Jumbos maneuver out of that inning. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on. We head to the third. Amherst leads 1-0 on NSN.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us
To recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us.
To shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us.
To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us.
To create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
To realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Top of the third inning in Hartford, Tufts and Amherst. Amherst leads 1-0 on the RBI ground out by Sam Ellenwood. Nice job by Brett Greeley, though, as it could have been worse. Great defensive effort by Shackelford. Tommy O'Hara gets his second plate appearance. O'Hara reached on a fielder's choice. His first time up. The O'Hara, Folkson, and Nachmanoff do up. If anyone should reach, John Michello would get his second plate appearance. That one stays a little low. It's 2-1. The Amherst bench wanted that one. Off his foot and foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Starting to mist a little bit again here in Hartford. 2-2. Upstairs, count goes full. Jumbos have had 2 base runners in each of the first 2 frames without being able to push one across as O'Hara steps out. I think he had something in his eye. Lifted, foul, and out of play. Three balls and two strikes on Tommy O'Hara. Swung on and missed. First strikeout for Ferrara. Gets O'Hara to chase. Now Nick Falkson, who was hit by a pitch. First time up. He was hit by 2 pitches yesterday, so that's 3 times he has been plunked already here in Hartford. Some of the Tufts fans not happy with that last called strike. Doesn't chase, it's 1-1. One and one out in the top of the third. 0-2-0 for Tufts, 1-2-0 for Amherst. Nice scoop. No one on base, obviously, but still a nice scoop by Schroeder behind the plate. 2-1. We got one more game for you as part of this triple header on NSN. Breaking ball in there for called strike 2. He's got a really nice curveball. Gets a lot of spin on it. Whoever wins this game will be able to take the rest of the day off. Be back in action tomorrow morning at 10. Whoever loses will have about 45 minutes to eat a peanut butter sandwich and get ready for the third game of the day. Softly hit to short. A low throw and another great scoop by Ellenwood. Boy, that's the second or third time already he has bailed out his infield as Roberson's throw short-hopped him. 2 down. Very smooth over there at first. Malcolm Nachmanoff. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Fouls that one off, and it's 0-1. Can't overstate how important it is to win this game for either one of these teams. If you go 2-0, you get to save pitching and obviously a lot more room for error. Ground ball to Steinhorn over to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Ferrara. Through 2.5. Amherst 1, Tufts 0 on the Northeast Sports Network. Amherst comes to the plate in the bottom of the third inning with a 1-0 lead, along with Cameron Clark Chris Grace with you on NSN. Kai Tarada Herzer, center fielder, gets his first plate appearance. Kai is a freshman out of Honolulu. .294, 11 runs batted in, 20 for 68. Borderline outside corner in there for a strike. Tell you just how much parity there is in this conference when it comes to baseball. Both of these teams needed to win in their final game of the season just to make it here. They both ended up as the number 1 seeds. It tells you how little room for error there was. Of course, the spring season is so short. It all comes down to those 4 series. Anything can happen, but clearly these two teams very strong. Three and two. Stays alive, fouled straight back. Toronto Herzer goes down on strikes. Kevin Schroeder will come up with one down in the third.
Now batting, the catcher, number 7, Kevin Schroeder.
Schroeder at .320. 4 runs batted in. Only played 11 games. Normally Severino Simeone is their starting catcher. Schroeder, a freshman out of Ridgewood, New Jersey, 5'10", 175. Getting the start. Behind 0-2, and already you could tell the strike zone is much bigger in this game than it was in the previous game, which is fine with me as long as it's consistent. Swing the bats, I say. Something I saw from Tufts yesterday, they get ahead 0-2 in a count. They have their catcher really exaggerate and set up very wide outside to try to get a batter to chase. They inch a little closer on the 1-2 pitch, and he misses outside. Saw it 4 or 5 times yesterday. 2-2. Bounced up the middle. Shackelford, a low throw and a nice pick by Falkson. So both first basemen picking up their shortstops, if you will. Max Steinhorn with 2 down will bat for the second time. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. You know, it's a long day when I look at my scorecard and I have the first 2 guys from Amherst as 6-4 putouts, which is simply not possible. So good thing there's an eraser on this pencil. We'll fix that. 6-3 putouts. Ready to go now, though. 1-0. Called strike on the second baseman out of the District of Columbia. Checks his swing. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, and I agree with him. Looked like he held. Foul back and out of play, evens the count. Ball is hit well, but slicing foul. We have not seen a home run through 3 1/3 games in Hartford, which is not atypical. There are very few home runs hit here. That ball is laced into left field, a 2-out single for Steinhorn. I think I've seen about,
The shortstop number 4, Harry Roberson.
I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 games here this year, and I can only count 3 home runs that I've witnessed. They've all been down the right field line. Roberson with 2 down. Steinhorn at first with good speed. They'll check on him. Max stole 14 bases this year in 19 attempts. Again, they check on him. It's really an ideal spot for him to go because if you get thrown out, then Roberson, who's basically like a leadoff hitter, will lead off the next inning. And if you're successful, then you get a runner in scoring position, and a Roberson hit would score the run. I expect him to run. Not going on that pitch, and it's lined straight back. And they check, and he dives back in again. Oh, and 2. Oh, 2 outs. And again, they check on Steinhorn, and again, he dives back in. Short lead at first. Misses up and away, 1 and 2. Upstairs, 2 and 2. Tries to pick out the outside corner, and it misses, and the count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Head start coming at first. Runner goes. That pitch is lifted to center field. Mills turns around and makes the play to retire the side. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on. We head to the 4th. Amherst 1, Tufts nothing on the Northeast Sports Network.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us
to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us
To shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us.
to identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us.
To create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
To realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Andrew Ferrara back out for his fourth inning of work. 1-0 Amherst in front on the RBI groundout from Sam Ellenwood. That's all the scoring we've had. The Jumbos have had runners on in every inning except for the third. They had 2 runners on in the first and 2 on in the second. Now it's the designated hitter, John Moschella, who grounded out to first base in his first plate appearance to end the first inning. Moschella, Santos, Ocampo, and Varinos due up. Frickman would follow if anyone should reach. Misses low, 1-1. Boy, what a luxury it is to have this turf field here in Hartford, as these guys have been able to play throughout, even though it's been kind of spitting rain all day long. Breaking ball finds the zone, 1-2. Downstairs, count evens at 2-2. You only had to add some quick dry to the mound one time during the first game. It's about a 3-minute delay. Besides that, we've been going strong all day long in Hartford on a day where many people doubted that this would happen. So credit to everyone involved. A swing and a miss for strike 3, the second punch out as Moschella goes down swinging. Casey Santos Ocampo will bat now with 1 out.
Now batting, the left fielder number 4, Casey Santos Ocampo.
Remember the first time I saw a field turf baseball field, I thought it was a little strange, but in the Northeast, especially as short as the season is, it really makes a ton of sense. 2-0 on Casey. And unlike the old AstroTurf that you would see at the cookie cutter stadiums in the 70s and 80s, this field turf really plays a lot like grass. You don't see crazy hops. This is down low, 3-0. The mound is actually made of dirt. You went out there, though, and stepped on that type of surface. It feels a lot like grass. You wear cleats. 3 balls and no strikes. Fastball in there, 3-1. Casey out of Naples, Florida. Inside, ball 4. A 1-out walk. Elias Varinos. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the second. The wind has shifted, and now the mist is coming towards the players at the plate. One and 0-1 to Varinos. Breaking ball, just missed. Boy, that's been a strike for most of this one. Not that time. 1-1. knee-high strike on the fastball, 1-2. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for Tufts. 1-3-0 for Amherst. These two teams did not meet during the regular season. Runner goes. He gets picked off behind the play, but makes a great read, and he'll take second base. He was dead to rights, but Schroeder threw behind him, and Santos Ocampo, the proper read, took second base, and that'll be a stolen base for Casey with 1 down. Could have run himself out of the inning there. Chop to second. Going to be a tough play. Gets him by a step. Steinhorn to Ellenwood, and there's 2 down. Santos Ocampo goes to third on the ground out. Harrison Frickman, who singled in the second inning, will bat with a runner on third and 2 down.
Now batting, the catcher number 10, Harrison Frickman.
Frickman with 3 homers, good power. Downstairs, nice block by Schroeder. Santos Ocampo 90 feet away from tying this in the top of the 4th. 1-1 pitch, and it clipped him. Not sure if that got him in the arm or perhaps in the back of the helmet.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 34, Justin Mills.
So the hit by a pitch puts runners on the corners with 2 down. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Justin Mills, who walked in the second inning, starting in center field. That one almost gets by. It'll allow for Frickman to go to second base. It was, I would say you probably would rule that a wild pitch. I think that Schroeder would say he probably should have blocked it, but it did bounce, so it is a wild pitch, allowing the runner to advance to second base. He did enough to keep it close that Santos Ocampo couldn't score from third. 1-0 to Justin Mills. Two and up with the dangerous Will Shackelford waiting on deck. No activity in either bullpen. Knee-high strike, 2-1. Ferraro has walked 3 and hit 2. 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 pitch away from loading the bases for Shackelford. Chop to short. It's going to be a tough play across the diamond in time. Roberson shows off his range to retire the side. So the Jumbos strand a couple more on 1 hit. They leave 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Amherst 1, Tufts nothing on NSN. The Mammoths.
Now batting, the right fielder number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Ball smacked down the line and foul. Breaking ball, chopped to short. Shackelford. A strong throw. Boy, we have seen some great infield defense in this one.
Now batting, the third baseman number 6, Nick Nardone.
2 very solid teams. Nick Nardone, who singled and scored the game's only run. That ball is smoked to first. Glove by Falkson, 2 down. Joseph Palmo is the longest hit of this game. His double moved Nardone to third and allowed for that RBI ground out. Freshman out of Austin, Texas. Batting 5th for Amherst. Called strike on the inside corner. Ellenwood waiting on deck with 2 down in the 4th. Doesn't get that side of the plate. It's 1-1. And he's 2 for 2. So Palmo rips that one to right, a 2-out single. That'll bring up Ellenwood.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 8, Sam Ellenwood.
It was Ellenwood's ground ball to short that scored the game's only run back in the second inning. Check over at first. They throw back behind Palmo. One and one. Palmo with a big lead at first. Not going. That one is roped to right. He will hold at second base with 2 outs. 2 on, 2 outs for William Murphy.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 15, William Murphy.
That is the 5th hit for the Mammoths. Lifted down the right field line and out of play. Murphy grounded into a double play to end the second. Now has 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the 4th. Knee high, maybe a little low. 1-1. Brent Greeley has struck out 1 and allowed 5 hits. Not walked the batter. 2-1. Jumbo's looking to three-peat as NESCAC champions. Up and in. 3-1. With Kai Terada Herzer waiting on deck. And no activity in the bullpen. Three-one pitch. Chopped down the line. Foul ball. It's actually not a bad thing for Amherst because now the runners will get a free head start with the 3-2 count and 2 outs. So actually now a ball to the gap could score 2 runs. And certainly they'll score a run on any hit that gets through the infield. Palmo at second, Ellenwood at first. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will go on the pitch. Outside, and he walked him. First walk issued. As Greeley now in a jam with the bases loaded and 2 outs. All this has come with 2 down. Palmer at third, Ellenwood at second. Murphy at first. Kai Tirada Herzer bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Struck out looking in the third inning, takes a first pitch downstairs for ball 1. And a mound visit. Now there's some activity in the jumbo bullpen. One-0. Paints one on the outside half of the plate. 1-1. Chop to third. Off the glove. Everybody's going to be safe, and a run comes in to score. An error on O'Hara. And a big run there as Palmo comes in to score. Everybody else moves up a base. There will be no RBI. Bases still loaded. Kevin Schroeder grounded out to short his first time up. Bases stacked here in the fourth. First pitch swinging, foul straight back. Good cut. First 2 men were retired here in the fourth, but then 4 straight have gotten on. And it's 0-2 on the catcher for Amherst. So big at bat here as the most dangerous part of the Amherst order is looming. So got to get Schroeder. 0-2 downstairs and a nice block by Frickman. Ellenwood at third. Murphy at second. Tirada Herzer at first. Kevin Schroeder. The 1-2 count and 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Popped up. It's going to be Nachmanoff in right. Retires the side. So Amherst puts 1 across and strands 3. There was an error and 2 hits. We head to the 5th. Purple and white in front, 2-0 in Hartford.
Athletics brings people of different backgrounds together.
So if you're LGBT and you can play
in the NESCAC. Athletes are judged on their work ethic, talent, and character, not their sexual orientation.
If you can score, you can score. We provide a supportive and welcoming environment for student athletes, coaches, and fans.
It takes courage to step out onto the field.
It shouldn't take courage to be in your own locker room.
If you can run, you can run.
I accept my teammates no matter their sexual orientation. We are proud to be LGBT allies.
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Words are powerful.
We will speak up if we hear the word gay.
Or any other homophobic terms used in a derogatory way.
I will work with my athletic department to create and maintain a community of support, respect, and pride on our campus.
If you can jump, you can jump.
My team strives for excellence. And if you can play,
you can play. If you're nervous about coming out,
we promise to stand by your side as your teammate and ally. My team is my family, so if you are LGBT, we have your back.
If you can defend, you can defend. We honor integrity and diversity.
We strive for inclusion.
Teamwork is about more than sports.
It's about doing the right thing.
We might compete on the court, but we are united in our pledge to respect and celebrate each other's differences.
We are NESCAC. If you can play, you can play. We are one one team.
Severino Simeone comes in to catch.
Now batting, the shortstop number 1, Will Shackelford.
So Schroeder was left up there to hit with the bases loaded, and now Simeone with the 2-run lead will come in and catch the sophomore who has received the bulk of the playing time behind the plate. Will Shackelford will lead off the 5th. Takes a first pitch fastball from Ferrer for a strike.
The sophomore from Weston, Massachusetts, number 10, Severino Simeone.
Breaking ball fouled off, 0-2. Steinhorn 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Excuse me, Steinhorn, I'm on the wrong side. Shackelford 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out, so it worked out both ways. A lot of baseball. 0-2. Chop to second. And almost as if I knew it, Steinhorn makes the play and throws over to first. 1 down.
Now batting, the third baseman number 24, Tommy O'Hara.
Tommy O'Hara, 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. Ferrara has been effectively wild. Just the 2 hits, a couple of hit by pitch and 3 walks, but it's not allowed to run. We are in the top of the 5th. 1-2 on O'Hara. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging for the second straight time. 2 down in the 5th. Nick Falkson stepping in. He was hit by a pitch in the first, grounded to short in the third.
Now batting, the first baseman number 32, Nick Falkson.
Tried to take that one off the shoulder, but it broke and he missed. 0-1. He stands right on top of the plate. Another one in there. It's 0-2. Fouled back. Falkson stays alive. Six home runs this season for Falkson, along with 37 runs batted in. Ball up, 1-2. Tries the breaking ball and missed. Evens the count with Malcolm Nachmanoff waiting on deck. Two-two pitch. Foul tipped off the glove. It'll stay 2-2. 2-2. Fastball just missed down low. Count goes full. Does Ferrara come back with the heater, or does he go with the curve on this 3-2 pitch? Fastball right back off his glove, and it's going to be an infield hit. Hard luck for Ferrara there. That probably would have been a routine ground ball out. Hit off his glove and just died.
Now batting, the right fielder number 7, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
Third hit of the day for the Jumbos, and the first hit since the second inning. Malcolm Nachmanoff, 0 for 2, but a dangerous hitter. 432 on the season with 7 homers and 35 ribbies. Beautiful breaking ball on the first pitch for strike 1. Chop to third. Nardone's high throw, but he got back down on the bag. Did Ellingwood to retire the side. Through 4.5. Amherst stays in front 2-0 on the Northeast Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the order. Max Steinhorn.
The second baseman number 1, Max Steinhorn.
One and one on Steinhorn. Singled in the third, 1 for 2. Grounded towards the hole. Fielded by Shackelford, and a strong throw to get the speedy Steinhorn. 6-3.
Now batting, the shortstop number 4, Harry Roberson.
Harry Roberson, 0 for 2. Grounded to short and flew out to center in his 2 at-bats. Takes a strike. One and one on Roberson. popped up. That'll get out of play. Count goes 1-2 on the senior shortstop. One run in the second, one run in the fourth for Amherst. All the scoring we've had. 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Tufts with 0 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Inside. Count evens at 2-2. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Doesn't get the call, though, and the count evens at 2-2. Reaching out to protect. Pokes one. Going to be a close play. Infield single. Robertson going hard down the line. Put it in the perfect spot. A 1-out infield hit.
The right fielder, number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Ariel Kenny comes up with 1 on and 1 out. Robertson 4 for 5 stealing bases this year. Greeley paints the outside corner. Pretty decent sized lead over at first for Robertson. Not going. Breaking ball. Pulled down the line. Fielded at third. To second for 1. Return throw is in time. A 5-4-3 double play around the horn. That retires the side in the 5th. We head to the 6th. Amherst 2, Tufts nothing.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us
to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us
to shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us
to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us
to identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us
to create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us
to realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Now batting, the designated hitter number 16.
John Muschello leading off for the Jumbos as they look to push their first run across after scoring 16 in their opener yesterday. Been held scoreless through 5 innings here in the rain in Hartford. Breaking ball stays just up, 1-0. Called strike, 1-1 on the designated hitter, Muschello. Lifted foul. One and two, up and in. Grounded to first. Ellenwood will take it himself for the first out of the 6th inning. He has had a nice defensive game over at first.
Now batting, the left fielder number 4, Casey Santos Ocampo.
Santos Ocampo bats for the 3rd time, walked twice so far. Also stole a base, was stranded at 3rd in the 4th inning. Upstairs. Ferrara has pitched very similar to what we saw in the first game today from Alec Olmstead. He's been effectively wild. Not always able to find the zone and command everything, but been very difficult to hit, and when he's needed to, he's been able to get the big outs. 1-1 after that curveball falls in. Nicely placed heater there, 1-2. Downstairs, Simeone got in front of it. Count evens at 2-2. Marinos waiting on deck. Two-two pitch. Chopped down the line. Foul. Oh-two pitch in the dirt. Excuse me, 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Count goes full. Full count on Santos Ocampo, who's already walked twice today. Chop to 3rd. Nardone has it, a low throw, and this time Ellenwood can't scoop it. That's going to be a throwing error on Nardone. So a 1-out error.
Now batting, the second baseman number 12, Elias Varinos.
So Nardone short hopped the throw. Now Varinos will bat with 1 down and a runner at first. Varinos represents the tying run here in the top of the 6th. Up the middle, could be 2. Roberson for Steinhorn, and they will only get 1. Nice play at short by Roberson.
Now batting, the catcher number 10, Harrison Frickman.
Harrison Frickman bats for the 3rd time. He singled. He's hit by a pitch. 2 plate appearances. That is a wild pitch that will allow for Varinos to go down to second base. 1 ball and no strikes to Harrison Frickman with 2 out in the top of the 6th. Up the middle, Roberson has it. Lobs one across the diamond, and again, another 0 put up for Ferrara. That's 6 of them in a row. Jumbo Strand, a runner. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-0, Amherst in front. Their eyes set on a Sunday morning matchup to win the NESCAC. Bottom of the 6th, Amherst with a 2-0 lead. Nick Nardone leading off.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 6, Nick Nardone.
Nardone 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Greeley back out for his 6th inning of work. He has given up 6 hits and 2 runs. Each team has committed 1 error. One of those runs is unearned. Lifted to right field. Nachmanoff is there. There's 1 down. Joe Palmo with his 3rd hit and as many tries. He's now hit one through the hole 3 different times. A 1-out single. Sam Ellenwood now up. So Palmo with a first pitch hit to right after Nardone flew out to right. And now Ellenwood bats with 1 down and a runner on first.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 8, Sam Ellenwood.
Outside, count evens at 1-1. Check over at first, and Palmo dives back in. Lifted to right. Knockman off is there, and there's 2 down. William Murphy bats with 2 down and a runner on.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 15, William Murphy.
First pitch misses. Murphy is 0 for 1. He walked. Runner goes, chopped down the line. It's going to be a tough play, and it gets away. It's an error. Actually, that could be an infield hit. It's a tough play either way. Infield hit for Murphy.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 16, Kai Terada Herzer.
So Kai Terada Herzer bats with 2 on and 2 outs. He came up with the bases loaded in the 4th and hit a dribbler down the 3rd baseline that was resulted in an error and the 2nd run. Breaking ball stays up for ball 1. Wesleyan will take on whoever falls in this one. That one is laced through the hole. They're going to send the runner. And diving in head first is Palmo. It's 3-0. Murphy stops at second, an RBI single for Kai Terada Herzer. Mammoths lead by 3. And now Sev Simeone will get his first plate appearance.
Number 10, Severino Simeone.
Breaking ball for strike 1. Have to imagine this might be the last hitter Greeley's going to face with 2 outs in the 6th. Hit his spot, but missed the plate 1-1. Gets away. 1 runner advances the throw down to second, and he's safe. John Casey saunters out onto the field. Both runners advance on the wild pitch. They're still discussing the call. Impossible to tell from here whether he was safe or out, but looked like the throw might have beat him, but I think our third base umpire has heard about enough, and that's going to be all he's going to allow. So the count will be 1-2, 2 down, 2 runners in scoring position for Simeone, who did not start the game but has come in as a defensive replacement. The 1-2 pitch coming. Popped up. Will it stay in play? Ranging over and losing it in the wind. It's Falkson, and it will just be a foul ball. So another missed opportunity for the Jumbos to get out of the inning. One and two, 2 outs. Greeley downstairs, 2-2. Three runs on 9 hits for Amherst. Chopped. It's going to be a tough play. Shackelford. Safe. An infield hit. It's 4-0. Murphy scores. Torada Herzer goes to third, and Simeone legs out an infield single. Steinhorn comes up with runners on the corners. Is that going to be it for Greeley? The 10th hit of the day for Amherst. Doesn't look like they're going to make any changes. Max Steinhorn, 1 for 3 with a single. Torada Herzer at third. Simeone at first. Chopped foul, 1-1. Inside, almost hit him. 2-1 with Roberson waiting on deck. Grounded towards the hole. Through the legs of Varinos and into right field. 1 run scores. Simeone heading for third, and he'll dive in. Runners on the corners. The 5th run comes in. Would have been a tough play. I think it's probably got to be an error on Varinos, though. It's a play he expects to make.
Now batting, the shortstop number 4, Harry Roberson.
Roberson now with runners on the corners. 5 runs in. And he goes through the hole for a base hit. 6-0. Throw is cut off. Runners on the corners. Roberson comes through. Simeone scores. 4th run of the inning. Steinhorn goes all the way to third. Roberson in at first. And Greeley still out there. Ariel Kenny will bat. A little surprised they haven't gone to the bullpen. This one is starting to get out of hand. Kenny takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Delayed steal. They don't throw through. They throw back to third. He's out. Nice play by Frickman, and that will end a big inning for Amherst. 4 runs come across. They lead 6-0 after 6.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us
to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us.
To shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us
to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us.
To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us.
To create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
To realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Top of the 7th. Amherst with a 4-run. Bottom of the 6th has jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Justin Mills will lead off for the Jumbos along with Cam Clark. Chris Grace with you all weekend long here in Hartford as we determine the 2018 NESCAC baseball champion. The winner of this one will have a great chance to do just that. They will just need to win one more game after this, but first things first, got to finish this one out. Ferrara back on the mound, fires a first pitch strike. He's given up 3 hits. Walked 4. Hit a couple, but has kept the Jumbos in check. Fouled off the screen, 1-2. Downstairs, count evens at 2-2. That ball is lifted out of this, off the light stanchion, and it bounces back out of the field. That's out of play. 2-2 on Mills. Grounded right back to Ferrara. Underhand flip to first, and there's one down.
Shortstop number 1, Will Shackelford.
Shackelford comes up for the 4th time. Singled in the first. Couple of ground outs have followed. Bats with 1 out in the 7th, trying to get his team going, and he's hit by a pitch. Third Jumbo to be hit by a pitch in this one.
batting, the third baseman, number 24, Tommy O'Hara.
They had 4 hit by pitches yesterday, so that's 7 in less than 2 games. Breaking ball stays away, 1-0. Starting to rain a little harder now. As hard as it's really rained all day. Now, Roberson will come in to try to settle down Ferrara. Misses away. 3-0. Tommy O'Hara 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Ahead 3-0. Ball 4. So back-to-back jumbos have reached without a hit. And now Nick Falkson bats with 2 on and 1 out. And might need to start getting someone up in the Amherst bullpen. It looks like someone is lightly throwing, but now a mound visit. Two on, 1 out for Nick Falkson. I mean, look at him. He is right on top of the plate. Breaking ball away. Where are you supposed to go there? He's a big boy, and he is right on top of the plate. The pace has slowed here in the 7th. One 1-0 on Falkson. Knee-high strike. Zach Horwitz, the lefty, is warming up in the Amherst bullpen. One pitch. Right back to Ferrara. He goes to first, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 7, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
So both runners will advance, but there are 2 down. Runners on second and third for Malcolm Nachmanoff. He's been held in check today, 0 for 3. I have a feeling this could be the last batter for Ferrara. Right back to him. Over to first. Retires the side. 7 Scoreless innings for Andrew Ferreira. We stretch it out in Hartford. It's 6-0. Amherst in front on the Northeast Sports Network.
The right fielder, number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Ariel Kenny will lead off against the new pitcher, Kevin Galasso. He finished off yesterday's game. First pitch swing, that ball smoked down the line, but foul. Kenny's 0 for 3.
A senior from Westfield, New Jersey, number 19, Kevin Galasso.
No balls and 2 strikes on Kenny. Bottom of the 7th, 6-0, Amherst in front. In the cold and the rain in Hartford. Downstairs. You know, anyone who's been in the central Connecticut area, been on quite a hot streak of some fantastic weather for the last week or so. It was due to break. Yeah, we were due for one of these. It's unfortunate that on a day when there's 3 games, but all things considered, I think we're pretty fortunate that we haven't had to stop the action at all, and it's hasn't seemed to affect the play at all either. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That ball is laced down the line. Kenny with his first hit of the day. Nick Nardone. No, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Nick Nardone bats with
Now batting, the third baseman, number 6, Nick Nardone.
a runner on and nobody out. That is the 12th hit of the game for Amherst. And all of these Jumbo fans that are here are now staring at the reality that they could be here for quite a lot longer tonight. Their team doesn't find a miraculous comeback in their final 2 times at bat. That one is popped up. It's going to be a tough play. Shackelford leaves it. And nice play by Santos Ocampo in left. 1 down. Joseph Palmo, who's 3 for 3, doubled in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, singled and scored in the sixth. All 3 of his hits have gone to right field, yet it doesn't look as though they're really shading into that hole. He has utilized that hole between first and second base, and seems like it's still there for him. Lifts that one up over the screen. A little low. Don't you forget out there, we've still got one more game for you scheduled tonight. Wesleyan will be taking on whoever falls victim in this one. Throws over to first, back in plenty of time. No runs on 3 hits, 2 errors for Tufts. 6, 12, and 1 for Amherst. A little, excuse me, swing. That's a fair ball, and everyone's going to be safe. Look what I found. Palma, 4 for 4. When you're going good, you're going good.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 8, Sam Ellenwood.
Sam Ellenwood drove in a run with a ground out in the second, singled in the fourth, and flew out to right field in the sixth. So Kenny at second, Palmo at first with 1 down for Ellenwood. The rain has slowed down again. That one gets away, and both runners will advance on the wild pitch. Frickman did all he could to prevent that from happening, but alert base running by Kenny and Palmo, and now 2 runners in scoring position for Ellenwood, who can really break this one open with a hit. Two balls and 1 strike. Ball is hit pretty well to left. Campos Santos going back. He's not going to get there. It's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. They're going to send the runner from second. And safe on the head first slide is Palmo. It's a 2-run double for Sam Ellenwood, and it's 8-0.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 15, William Murphy.
That ball really carried. William Murphy with A runner on second and one out. Look to keep the line moving. Popped up into the stands. Misses low. Nice block by Frickman. A little in front of that one. Murphy hit that ball very hard. It's 1-2 on the designated hitter, who has reached twice and scored a run 3 times up. 8 runs on 14 hits. That's another wild pitch. 2-2. Frickman has been diving all over the place this inning. Ellenwood goes to third on the wild pitch. Now he can score without a hit. And another wild pitch all the way to the backstop. And there's the 9th run. As Ellenwood scores, it's all going the way of the team in purple and white right now. So they have 1 foot in the Sunday morning game. 9-0. Popped up. Shackelford makes the play, 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 16.
Kai Terada Herzer. Singleton scored his last time up, 1 for 3. Yanks that one. Can hear the wind in my microphone. Downstairs, Galasso having a really tough time controlling the ball right now. Gets the knee-high strike as they are desperately trying to get through this 7th inning. A little low, 3-1. Simeone waiting on deck. Ball 4, and he walked him. And I think we're going to have it. I think we're going to have a pitching change with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Simeone due up, but with John Casey walking to the mound, I think that's going to be all for Kevin Galasso. And we will have a pitching change when we come back to Hartford after this.
Athletics brings people of different backgrounds together.
So if you're LGBT and you can play
in the NESCAC. Athletes are judged on their work ethic, talent, and character, not their sexual orientation.
If you can score, you can score. We provide a supportive and welcoming environment for student athletes, coaches, and fans.
It takes courage to step out onto the field.
It shouldn't take courage to be in your own locker room.
If you can run, you can run.
I accept my teammates no matter their sexual orientation. We are proud to be LGBT allies.
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Words are powerful.
We will speak up if we hear the word gay.
Or any other homophobic terms used in a derogatory way.
I will work with my athletic department to create and maintain a community of support, respect, and pride on our campus.
If you can jump, you can jump.
My team strives for excellence. And if you can play, you can play.
If you're nervous about coming out, we promise to stand by your side as your teammate and ally. My team is my family, so if you are LGBT, we have your back.
If you can defend, you can defend. We honor integrity and diversity.
We strive for inclusion.
Teamwork is about more than sports.
It's about doing the right thing.
We might compete on the court, but we are united in our pledge to respect and celebrate each other's differences.
We are NESCAC. If you can play, you can play. We are one team.
Freshman left-hander Andrew Wood will come into the game, 6'4", 210. This is his 10th appearance of the year. He'll be facing Severino Simeone with a runner on first and 2 outs. Simeone, the catcher who came in for Kevin Schroeder in the 5th inning. Chop back up for Wood. And 1 pitch, 1 out. That's called being efficient. We will go to the top of the 8th. Jumbos have 6 outs to try to stage a furious rally here in Hartford. We'll find out after this on the Northeast Sports Network.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us
to shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us
To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us.
To create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation.
Andrew Ferrara going back out to the mound for his 8th inning of work. So far, he has been sensational, allowing just 3 hits, pitching a shutout. It's 9-0 in a game that had all the makings of, felt like it was going to come down to the wire. And Amherst exploded for 4 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th to bust this one open. We just had a short delay so they could apply some quick dry to the mound. Ferrara's coming back out. Trying to take this one as far as he possibly can. Alongside Cam Clark, Chris Grace on the Northeast Sports Network. We got one more game scheduled here tonight in Hartford. We try to whittle down these 4 teams that started yesterday down to 2 by the end of tonight.
Hampstead, New Hampshire. Number 23, Ryan Day.
A pinch hitter for Tufts, Ryan Day. Sophomore out of Hampstead, New Hampshire. 5'10", 215, left-handed hitter. And he will bat for Michella. He will bat for Michella. Ferrara has struck out 3, allowed 3 hits. Breaking ball's a beauty for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Back up the middle. Over to first in time. Strong throw by Steinhorn. 1 up and 1 down in the 8th.
Now batting, the left fielder number 4, Casey Santos Ocampo.
Casey Santos Ocampo. Been on base 3 times today. Two and 0 on the left fielder for the Jumbos. Upstairs 3 and 0. Zach Horowitz continues to loosen in the Mammoth bullpen. Verinos on deck. 3-0 pitch is in there for the strike. Three balls and 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Amherst 9, Tufts 0. First meeting between these two this year. Paints the inside corner for strike 2. Another thing that's been so fun about this weekend so far is we've seen a lot of matchups between teams that were not on the schedules this year. Fouled back. Count remains full. Ball 4. For the 4th time today, Casey reaches a 1-out base runner.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 12, Elias Verinos.
Elias Verinos, 0 for 3. Wonder how much longer Ferreira has on this wet and cold day. A 9-run lead here in the 8th. That one gets away from Simeone back to the backstop, and it's a wild pitch. I think that's going to probably do it for Ferreira. I think that's it. I think that was all they needed to see. And they're going to call for the left-hander, and a great day will come to an end for Andrew Ferreira as he goes 7 1/3 and does not allow a run. He will depart with a 9-0 lead. So they will go to Zach Horowitz. It's 9-0 Amherst in front with 1 out in the 8th on the Northeast Sports Network.
Athletics brings people of different backgrounds together.
So if you're LGBT and you can play
in the NESCAC. Athletes are judged on their work ethic, talent, and character, not their sexual orientation.
If you can score, you can score. We provide a supportive and welcoming environment for student athletes, coaches, and fans.
It takes courage to step out onto the field.
It shouldn't take courage to be in your own locker room.
If you can run, you can run.
I accept my teammates no matter their sexual orientation.
We are proud to be LGBT allies.
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Words are powerful.
We will speak up if we hear the word gay.
Or any other homophobic terms used in a derogatory way.
I will work with my athletic department to create and maintain a community of support, respect, and pride on our campus.
If you can jump, you can jump.
My team strives for excellence. And if you can play,
You can play.
If you're nervous about coming out, we promise to stand by your side as your teammate and ally. My team is my family, so if you are LGBT, we have your back.
If you can defend, you can defend.
We honor integrity and diversity.
We strive for inclusion.
Teamwork is about more than sports.
It's about doing the right thing.
we might compete on the court, but we are united in our pledge to respect and celebrate each other's differences.
We are NESCAC. If you can play, you can play. We are one team.
Zach Horowitz comes in to replace Andrew Ferrero with 1 out in the 8th inning. Facing Elias Varinos, misses high for ball 2. Two and 0. .54 ERA for Zach. 13 appearances, 24 strikeouts, and 28 innings pitched. 3-2 record. That ball is hit pretty well to left. And ranging over to make the play is Palmo for the second out.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10, Harrison Frickman.
Frickman will bat with 2 down. 1 for 2. Single and a hit by pitch. 2 outs in the 8th. That one's lined to third, but right into the glove of Nardone. Another scoreless frame put up there by the Mammoths. They're 3 outs away from a spot in tomorrow morning's championship round. Bottom of the 8th inning. Amherst in complete control with a 9-0 lead. Max Steinhorn. 1 for 4 will lead off.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 1, Max Steinhorn.
Andrew Wood, third pitcher used by Tufts, gets ahead 0-2. So you would expect with the 9-0 scoreline, the plate might expand a little bit here late in this one. Called strike 3, and there you go. There you have it. That pitch looked to be about 3 or 4 inches perhaps outside, but no one is complaining right now about that, except for Max probably. Strikes out looking. Harry Roberson will bat. This is one of those situations where the home plate umpire says, swing the bat, boys. Swing the bat. There it is again. Called strike. You hit the glove, it's going to be a strike in this current climate. Fouled off, 0-2. It's going to have to be a quick turnaround for Tufts. They have to find a way to get warm and get ready for an elimination game unless they find a way to score 9 runs. As that play is made by Mills in center field for the second out. Brings up Ariel Kenny. 2 down. Ariel singled and scored in the 7th, 1 for 4. Popped foul. Foul back. It's 1-2 on Kenny. Swung on and missed to retire the side. A strong bottom of the 8th from Andrew Wood, and we will head to the 9th. Jumbos need 9 runs to tie.
In the NESCAC, it's on us to stand up against sexual assault.
It's on us to recognize that sexual assault is unacceptable.
To hold friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us.
To shift the way we think and talk about sexual assault.
To step up and be part of the solution.
It's on us to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
It's on us.
To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To say something when we see something.
We can't say it isn't our business.
It's on us.
To create a culture in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
To be someone a classmate, a teammate, a friend can lean on for support.
Regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Because no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
To realize that we have the power to make a difference.
11 schools, 1 conference, working with each other.
Join us. Be part of the solution.
In the NESCAC, it's on all of us to put a stop to sexual assault.
It's on us.
Now pitching for Amherst, a freshman from Los Angeles, California, number 11, Stephen Burke.
Stephen Burke, the freshman out of L.A., will look to get the final 3 outs. This is his 11th appearance, 2.25 ERA.
batting, the center fielder number 34, Justin Mills.
Mills will lead off in the ninth. Burke's first pitch misses away. In 16 innings, he struck out 12, walked 8. This is high. It's 2-0. Just want to throw strikes. Get back on the bus and get ready for tomorrow morning. 3-0. In there for strike. Ball 4. A leadoff walk.
Now batting, the shortstop number 1, Will Shackelford.
So Mills reaches with a walk. Shackelford bats. Nobody out in the ninth. Burke hits the mitt for a first pitch strike. Wesleyan has just arrived back into the complex here in Hartford. Lifted to right field. And Kenny over towards the line to make the play for the first out of the ninth inning. It's going to be a rematch of yesterday's game. Tufts won that one 16-3 against Wesleyan. Tommy O'Hara batting with 1 out. Burke doesn't get the call on the inside fastball. That time it's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Falkson waiting on deck. Goes across the diamond the long way to retire. O'Hara, a nice throw in the hole.
Now batting, the first baseman number 32, Nick Falkson.
Roberson continues to impress at short. Nick Falkson batting with 2 outs. He's the last hope for the Jumbos. Burke working out of the stretch. This is down low for ball 1. Called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike on the first baseman for Tufts. Two-one pitch. And that'll get through. They'll send the runner. Throw is not cut off, so the Jumbos break up the shutout as Mills comes in to score on the single from Falkson.
Now batting, the right fielder number 7, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
Nachmanoff will get an at bat. He's 0 for 4. Amherst needs one more out. Beautiful breaking ball for strike one. Fouled back, and the Jumbos are down to their last strike. Burke's got great stuff. Oh and 2, 2 down. Top of the ninth. Burke comes set. Downstairs, it gets past Simeone. Falkson advances to second on the pass ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nachmanoff. Pops that one foul and out of play, and we'll do it again. And it's line to left in. Another run will score. Nine to 2. The line continues to move.
Now batting, the designated hitter number 23, Ryan Day.
Ryan Day will try to extend the game. First pitch from Burke in there for a strike on Ryan Day. Grounded out in his first at bat in the 8th inning. Now bats with 2 outs in the 9th. Takes a fastball inside. Seven-run lead for Amherst. Breaking ball. Boy, it's the kind of thing you never would have seen back in the day, throwing any breaking balls with a 7-run lead. Just want to pound the zone. Throw strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball. Back to Burke. This could do it. Over to first, and the ball game is over. The Mammoths advance to tomorrow morning's game at 10 a.m. with a chance to win their 4th NESCAC championship here in Hartford. Final score, Amherst 9 and Tufts 2. We've got our final game of the night coming up at approximately 5:30, 5:35. It'll be right here on NSN. Cam and I will be back for that one in just a bit. But until then, final score, Amherst 9 and Tufts 2. Got an elimination game coming up in just under an hour in Hartford. We'll see you there on the home of the NESCAC Championship, NSN. For Cam, I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.